Dear Derry,
Happy New Month. It is now December. I know down in Australia it's been December 1st for a while now. Oh, whatever. Okay, fine. We finally caught up. Now you guys are leaving us behind again. You could at least write back to us and tell us how the future is so we know what to invest in for the day, but no, fine, whatever. I guess we could call that proof positive that whatever hardships there are in the world, monetarily speaking, Australia's fault, because they could tell us how the day before or tomorrow is going so that we know what to invest in, but they don't. Fine, be that way. See if we ever buy your Akubras anymore. That's a hat, by the way. We will send Paul Hogan back. That might be a little bit too cruel and unusual. Yeah. So here it is, Sunday night. Again, the yawning begins, and I think I'm out of tea. Yes, I'm out of tea. Damn it! I know what I'll do. I'll just drink ranch dressing. That will not help. I just got finished watching the Evercast podcast on Twitch TV. It's their EverQuest Next and EverQuest Next Landmark podcast. Really good show. Really good show. Very well worth watching. And they've got a lovely new backdrop and everything. It's really, really cute. Really nice. And a great group of people. Let's see. Unfortunately, I ate, I was having Wiener Schnitzel because it's Sunday night. I always go to Wiener Schnitzel on Sunday nights. Sundays are like my days to, not splurge. I don't want to say binge because that sounds even worse. But I guess that's the closest thing to it. It's like whatever dieting I'm doing, Sunday is the day that I kind of take a break. Because I do my all-you-can-eat breakfast thing in the morning where I have, I go over to Marie Callender's and then I have Wiener Schnitzel at night. Now there's a huge gap between those two. There's like not 12 hours because I go to Marie Callender's at 9 a.m. and then I go to Wiener Schnitzel between 5 and 6, roughly. So it's like 8 hours. It's like a business day. But yeah, that's my do whatever I want to day. The rest of the time I try to rein myself in. And truth be told, stop yawning. It felt a bit like Chris Pine there in the first Star Trek film. Stop it! Now I've derailed myself again. It's not my intake that is keeping me fat. It is my output. So, this morning when I was on my way over to, or when I was getting ready to head over to Marie Callender's, I decided, you know what? I'll walk. It's not that long of a walk. So what? And so I walked it. It's like half a mile, maybe. Big deal. Somewhere between half a mile and 3/4, I think. So I just walked over there and walked back, obviously, because if I walked over there, obviously I walked back when I returned. Trying to think of something else. I know that tomorrow is my writing Monday, and no, it's not. It's Motivational Monday. Damn it! It's going to take me a bit to get this stuff settled in my brain, and the fact that I'm still not certain if I'm going to do the writing thing or not. But a story was part of a dream that I had. Was it today? I think it was when I was waking up this morning, which was about 4 o'clock. At 4 a.m. this morning, I woke up and I'd said, you know what, screw it, I'll just stay awake. I'll just stay awake and then go to Marie Callender's and eat my fill and come back and do whatever stuff I need to do around the house, and then probably take a nap and then get up and then do some more stuff and then go and get dinner, whatever. And ultimately that's what I did. But yeah, it was this morning when I woke up. I woke from this dream where, and it's I will probably never ever write this, so I'm just gonna tell you guys what the story snippet was. It was a time travel sort of story, but the more mass that you try to send through time, the more energy it takes, like to a orders of magnitude kind of a level. So you can send like an atom back in time or forward in time or whatever, and it's not that difficult. But you start trying to send single-celled organisms, and it gets exponentially more expensive energy-wise to send. You start getting into complex organisms and humans, and it is off the charts. It is like, the entire output of the sun for a day, levels of energy. But they discovered that what you can do is that you can transmit data very easily. And so what they wind up doing is just transferring people's minds to other times. And they just deposit them into a body when they get there. And then they take over that body and do whatever. Now, part of this story may have, and probably did, evolve out of the fact that I'm still reading The Infiltrate, the story that I'm supposed to narrate for Starship Sofa. And in that, the guy, he jumps from one body to another. His consciousness jumps when he's asleep, jumps to the nearest sleeping person. But in this one, these people, they get their consciousness transferred back in time. And there was one guy, he was trying to stop something that occurred. He was trying to change the past. He was trying to alter something that happened on the beaches at Normandy. And they transferred him back, or he transferred. I don't know who sent him back, if he did it himself, or if there was an entire group that was behind this change. Anyway, sent him back, and he populates one of the soldiers, storming the beach at Normandy. And he's running through the thing, and he gets killed. Well, the guy he's in gets killed, which kicks him out, and he goes back, forward in time again. And, kind of wakes back up in the future. He's like, I didn't make it. And so they said, all right, well, we've got to do this. We've got to send you into somebody else. Because he can't go back to the same body, even if they send him back again to the same person just a little bit earlier, and he turns the other day. He can't do that. He has to go into a different body. So they keep sending him over and over and over again into different bodies. And every time he goes in, that moment of disorientation of, okay, where am I on the beach? Because they can't send him back any further than that. I mean, they could, but then you've got the consciousness of a person who doesn't know any of these people around him. And if anybody asks him a question like, hey, how's your girlfriend? Have you talked to your girl back home? He has no idea what the answer is, because he's not the person that he's supposed to be. It's a little bit suspicious. It's more effective for them to do what they need to do to project this person into this body at the moment they start storming the beach, because nobody's going to be focusing on, hey, so how's your family back home? Kind of thing. It's that chaos that they need to keep this time traveler hidden. Anyway, so every time they send him back into a person and they land in there, and the disorientation of trying to figure out where he is on the beach and where he has to go, because he knows what he needs to do, but when he gets there, he's like, okay, it's over there. And it's that moment of disorientation, he winds up getting killed. Not in that moment, but because of the disorientation, it gives, the people they're fighting against time to kind of zero in on him and get a beat on him and eventually take him out. And so he winds up being everyone who got killed on the beach in Normandy because of that. And that was a lot of people. And I don't remember whether he managed to accomplish the mission or not, or whether he just went mad from having died that many times. But I decided if I were to write it out, I would title it, and it's stealing from the Army a little bit. I was going to entitle it An Army of One. But that was, that's what happened in my brain this morning. And that's 10 minutes of 40 seconds of this stuff. Really not a whole lot to talk about this evening aside from that. I just thought that was kind of an interesting dream sort of thing. All my other dreams that keep waking me up. And it's been more and more difficult to get any decent level of sleep lately. But because my dreams keep waking me up, I keep dreaming that there are these micro miniaturized, like the little quadcopters that everybody's flying around. Imagine those about a centimeter in, a square centimeter, about that big, zipping around all the time, very, very, very quietly. And I wake up and I can still hear them. And I think part of what it is there are several computers in this room. I've got mine down, behind the couch, which is like right behind my head. Because when I'm sleeping on the couch, my head is right over there and my computer is right there. So, and then there's, the network drive is over there in that corner. And then my housemate's got 2 Macs over there in that corner. And just craziness. And if I forget to mute my phone and my iPad, then anytime tweets or emails or anything come in, these two start chiming off back and forth. You guys have heard that. You know what it's like. So yeah, and sounds like that get incorporated into my dreams. That's why I have to be very careful when I go to sleep if I'm exceedingly tired and I know I'm going to probably sleep through an alarm. That's why I need to kind of pre-program my brain. It's like, okay, it is exactly this time right now. I need to wake up in 4 hours. And I can kind of set that timer in my brain so that I'm always monitoring the passage of time. And when I get to about 4 hours, I usually wake up. Or the alarm will wake me up because I'm aware of the fact that this will mean it's 4 hours. Problem is, my brain likes to play tricks on me. And the sound of the alarm will get incorporated into the dream. And I will be in the dream trying to mute an alarm or hit the snooze button on the alarm. And no matter how much I hit it, it won't work. But because it's in the dream, I don't realize that it's actually my alarm going off out in the real world. Or if it's musical or something else, it gets really bad. Now, my cell phone has this really cool thing on the smart alarm where it starts playing this very soft tune and this sound of this running brook and like birds singing and stuff like that. And it starts out very, very quiet and it slowly gets louder and louder and louder as over like the course of 5 minutes. And somehow that sneaks in. That worms its way into my head. And I'm like, where is that coming from? And then part of my brain's like, dude, that's your alarm. Or, well, it's the pre-alarm. Your alarm is about to go off. And that knowledge wakes me up. And so anytime I use that, I almost always wake up right before the alarm goes on because I know that sound. And it's harder for that to sneak in. 14 minutes. All right, that's good enough. Bah. Tomorrow will be Motivational Monday. And I will have, hopefully, something motivational for you guys. Because if I don't, it's false advertising. And I will not be very good at my job. So I'll have to look up some stuff. So until tomorrow, I'll talk to you guys later, and be careless.